I had to do a rant for this because the last couple of days on Twitter, it's talking about the whole Errol Spence thing and how he talking about he's his own boss. So I posted a comment that basically says if he's his own boss, then he's the one who's responsible for the Crawford fight not happening. You know what I mean? Because that's how it breaks down. If you your own boss, then that means that you could have had that fight a minute ago and you chose to do other stuff. That's how that breaks down if you really are your own boss. For what it's worth, I don't actually think he is his own boss. I think he another dude at the PBC that love talking about free agency when you Al Heyman's puppet, bro. They just filling y'all up full of dreams and all that. Like you his puppet, bro. He tell you what to do. He tell you what to do. He tell you who to fight and he tell you when you gonna fight him. That's what's going on there. But I posted that comment under Spencer's comment, right? And lo and behold, all these feminine dudes, these scary feminine dudes, they start popping up talking crazy. And I'm like, yo, y'all dudes is weird, B. I never seen fight fans be so against a fight. Like, y'all really against that fight. Y'all really don't want to see that fight. That's what it looked like to me. They want Terrence Crawford to fight anybody and everybody from Gary Russell to Keith Thurman to Sean Porter. They even want him to fight Virgil Ortiz. They want this dude to fight everybody but Errol Spence, bro. That's wild to me. Like, I never seen nothing like that before. Oh, he gotta, and I've been saying it. They're like, yo, I'm not hearing none of that. Oh, he gotta fight top comp. Nah, bull. Y'all didn't say that to Mikey Garcia, and Mikey ain't earned no stripes to get no title shot. Y'all didn't say that to Mikey when he started talking about he want to fight Spence. Y'all was cool with that because y'all endorsed that weak shit because you knew, oh, that's an easy win for Spence. But if he in a fight that he might lose, oh, now you got to jump through hoops to get, like, y'all dudes is crazy, man. I don't care, B. Like, yo, these dudes is Frank Packers, bro. That's the only way I could put it. Let me see this comment right here. It says they want Crawford to lose to anyone else so they can say, see, yeah, it's the same thing they was doing with Dillian White, Craig. It's the same thing they was doing with Dillian White. If you really felt in your heart that Wilder knocks that dude out, then why would you be against the fight? Just make the fight so Wilder could knock him out. But because they really didn't feel that way, they just want somebody else to come along and knock him out so that they could gloat as if it was Wilder or somebody that knocked him out. Or like if it was Tyson Fury or somebody that knocked him out. Like, you're not going to get credit for what Povetkin did. If Povetkin knocked him out, Povetkin get the credit. Wilder don't get the credit. Fury don't get the credit. Y'all two ducks. Y'all two ducked them. If anything, it make y'all look bad that an old Povetkin did what y'all was scared to do. It's Saturday, bro. That's want Crawford to fight a top guy. He not fighting no competition. Like, bro, you sound stupid. Why you didn't tell? If that's the case, Ace Man, why you ain't tell Mikey Garcia to fight a top guy first when he wanted to fight Spence? Did you say that Mikey Garcia should fight Kell Brook? Or that he need to fight a top welterweight before he get a Spence fight? You know you didn't. You know that you didn't. Crawford is a world champion. He is a top guy. He don't need to fight a top guy. He is a top guy. The problem is that a lot of these guys was raised weird. That's what the problem is. That's what it is, bro. Then they do whatever Wilder fans do and gloat on the loss. Your mans didn't even fight. Exactly, Andrew. Like, your man did not fight him. Your man did not want to fight this dude. It took a 40-year-old to fight this dude because your man didn't want to fight this dude. You can't gloat off of that. That make you look bad that a 40-year-old that is supposed to be past it did what you was scared to do. It's the same thing when Ruiz beat Joshua. Wilder fans started talking crazy. I'm like, why y'all talking crazy? Y'all look bad. Wilder looked bad that it took Ruiz to do something that Wilder was supposed to be able to do. And if you really wanted that fight, if you wanted it, you would have felt bad that somebody beat you to him. But because you never wanted that fight, you was celebrating. You was celebrating because you never really wanted that fight. You just wanted to keep using that dude's name for shit. Now I'm gonna say what I've been saying, that I was not expecting Spence to fight Crawford after the car accident, but I'm not talking about after the car accident. I'm talking about before that. I'm not talking about the car accident. I'm talking about before all that. So what? Then if Crawford got dropped by a no name in his last fight, that's more reason for Spence to fight him instead of somebody else. If it's so easy, Ace Man, then your boy shouldn't drag his feet to fight him. It's easy, right? I'm telling you, whoever raised y'all cats that got that logic that Ace Man got, y'all was not like, y'all dudes don't got no code. Y'all don't got no principles. Y'all don't have no code and no principles. Y'all move like scary people. You move like a scared person. Crawford got dropped in his lap. Then fight him then. Then fight him. Period. If it's easy, go do it. I don't want to hear about what Mean Machine did. You over here talking to me about what Mean Machine did. What is Spence going to do is what I want to know. What is he going to do? Because I ain't talking about Aegis. If I come up to you and I'm talking about X and you start talking about Y, it's because you scared. I don't move like that. I don't know. You do. It's a pattern with Spencer's fans that they all move like that. They're like, yo, what are you, scared of something, bro? If I'm telling you X need to fight Y, why you bringing up Z? You nervous or something? I guess that's nervous energy to me. I can't relate to that. I can't relate to that. And I'm not even talking about now because as far as I'm concerned, it's too late. This dude might be damaged goods. I don't know. We gonna see when he fight Danny, but if Danny beat him, it's a wrap, bro. And I'm not even saying Danny will. I'm just saying it's a chance that he might. But Danny, another one that's scared. You was number one WBO in December of 2019. Not only that, they made you an offer before you was even number one. And what you wanted to do? Fight Ivan Redcatch. I don't know who he fighting next. Why you don't want him to fight Crawford? I mean, why you don't want him to fight Spence, Ace Man? Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you how Ace Man is terrified. Watch this. Bet I post a link in the comments and he won't join because I want to ask him these questions in real time, and I bet you he won't. I bet you he won't. He'll come up with every excuse in the book not to join so that he don't have to answer direct questions. I bet you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna invite all the Spence fans. Yeah, right. What's goody, John? I want the Spence fans to answer my questions. Why was y'all not asking Mikey Garcia to fight a top guy? Why y'all cool with that? Why y'all ain't want Mikey to jump through hoops? But y'all want Crawford to jump through hoops, right? Hmm. I'm gonna try to keep it boxing, but some scary shit really is some scary shit. And it's obvious too. There you go. All right, let's see who this is. Oh, why you left? Don't leave. Come back. Don't leave. I was rocking, Hyman. Was goody virtuoso, JD, Punch, Quote, Emma, Marcel. I ain't even going to say that Bud is the best welterweight. I ain't even going to say that. What I'm going to say is, if I want to see Crawford fight Spence, don't start talking to me about what Mean Machine did. I want to see Crawford fight Spence. If you start talking to me about other people, that tells me that you scared. Word up. Exactly, Toro. They talking about Danny like Danny just beat Amir Khan or like he just beat Lucas Matisse. Bro, this dude biggest win at 147 is Paulie Malignaggi because most people don't even think he beat Lamont Peterson. Like, what's goody, Yin? What's goody, Perez? That's his biggest win at 147. Paulie Malignaggi. The dude has not had a dope win in 6 years, bro. I'm tired of hearing about Danny resume. I'm sick of hearing. Like, bro, the dude ain't beat nobody solid in 6 years. What are y'all talking about? Adrian Granados, that dude is not a welterweight. Ivan Redkach, that dude is not a welterweight. None of them guys is. What's their big wins at welterweight? Like, come on, B. But we supposed to be high off of. Come on, B. All right. I ain't with that weak sucker shit, man. Y'all some weak suckers, bro. That's why you see I post a link and Ace Man won't click it. He won't click it. I'm not gonna mute him and control what he say. I'm gonna just ask him questions. But you see how they are. If you like that just to answer some questions, I can only imagine what you are when it comes to like other stuff. Bro, just click the link, bro. Get out the comments. You know you got time. It's Saturday morning. Get out the comments, bro. Get out the comments, man. This is what I mean. Like, yo, I don't know who raised these cats, man. Get out the comments, bro. You want some weak source stuff, bro. If I start talking about how Crawford need to fight Spence, don't start talking to me about no Mean Machine. Because Mean Machine stepped in the ring with him. Spence didn't. Spence chose to get in the ring with a lightweight. That's facts. That's not opinions. That's facts. How is strap season and you fighting Mikey Garcia for no strap? What's good, Mark? All right, I appreciate that, George. Errol Spence's career was made off being ducked by Keith. Exactly, yes. By being ducked by Keith one time, 2 time, run time, sometime. Once upon a time, out of time, waste of fucking time, Thurman. You absolutely right, because that's what made the reputation. Because Keith Thurman was like the quote-unquote top guy at that time, when people seen that Keithy was acting scared to fight Errol, that's literally where that reputation came from. That's literally where all of that came from. It was one dude. I ain't gonna lie that when he was supposed to fight in that IBF eliminator, it was a lot of guys that didn't want to fight him at that time. It was, but those wasn't like the top dogs and all of that. Those was a couple of guys that like Ponomarev didn't want to fight him. I believe Horn didn't want to fight him, but that was because Horn was lining himself up for the WBO. Lamont Peterson turned him down, but eventually he ended up fighting him. That's where that whole reputation came from.
Yo, what's good?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm just annoying. I'm annoying Errol Spence's fans by saying they a bunch of weirdos. I don't hate Errol Spence. I hate his fans.
Fair enough. Errol's a good fighter. We can both admit that.
I think he needs the tune-up fight. That's what I've been saying. That like, yo, he need a tune-up fight. I wouldn't want Crawford to fight him right now because if he beat him, it's gonna be excuses. But I'm not talking about all this stuff right now. I'm talking about before. That's what I'm talking about. Before the car accident. I don't want to hear about no Mean Machine. I don't want to hear about no Gamboa. If Crawford is a picnic and he's a walk in the park, then your boy should have fought him. Period. Your boy should have fought him. Ain't with that weak sauce shit. All right, we gonna let Virtuoso in on this action. Virtuoso, what's good?
Good morning, Julius. Good morning, Mark. Yeah, I got off this, debate a little bit yesterday on Facebook. First of all, social media produces a lot of idiots, man, that don't know shit about the business side of boxing. They're very partial, sectarian type of thing. Um, I basically stated that, you know what, Al Haym is basically having a protection services, and it's like around his fighters.
All of them.
Okay, yeah, okay. Granted, they keep giving me the song and dance about. Well, they have a financial, future with Bob. I mean, with Al Heyman, like he's some kind of life insurance policy. But why am I hearing, on Vlad TV, Adrian Broner, spending all his bread, and Keith Thurman, asking for $10 million to fight Terrence Crawford?
Yo, bro, look. If it's all cookie crunchy over there, why was Mickey Bay talking about TMT mismanaging his career? if it was all cookie crunchy over there? Why did F.A. Ajagba cross the street to Top Rank? Top Rank don't got a reputation for giving away money, but he still crossed the street, didn't he? Why was Thomas Dulorme driving Uber if it's all cookie crunchy over there? He was legit driving Uber to make ends meet. I don't like, yo, look, man, what I'm gonna say is it's a lot of sick people.
I'm good.
A lot of sick people that watch boxing, right? It's a portion, just like anything else. It's sick people that do stuff, right? So what I'm saying is they live vicariously through this illusion that somehow the PBC is the promised land and everything is dope over there. If everything was dope over there, why would an unbeaten prospect leave? Why would he? You in the right place, right? Al Heyman gonna take care of you, right? Then why did Danny Jacobs leave? Why did Mikey Garcia go to the zone? Why he went over there? Even if it was for one fight. If everything was dope, you was just on pay-per-view with Errol Spence. You was literally just on pay-per-view. But when you seen the kind of money that the zone was putting up, you wanted to go to the zone. That's just facts. I'm gonna get John's thoughts on this. John is a lot more level-headed than I am. John, what do you think about it, man? Like, John is tied up right now, I guess. Errol Spence just
I'm there.
Hear
me what, Julius?
What you think about it, man?
Specifically the PBC or Spence and Crawford?
Well, let's keep it on Spence and Crawford for a second, and then we'll get into what motivates this behavior that these guys don't even want them to fight. Because that's the weirdest thing to me. They literally don't want them to fight.
Well, Spence has got a good win over Brook. I don't think it's fair to say his career is completely based off ducking Thurman. He convincingly beat Brook. And then from then on, the level of activity in opposition hasn't been that great. Crawford, the issue Crawford's got is extending his deal with Bob. Because that's pretty much locked him out of any good welterweight fights.
Can I say this, John? My thing is that, yes, Crawford extended his deal with Top Rank, right? But that is not a pass to freeze someone out, because when it comes to Jermall Charlo, he ain't with Matchroom. So if Matchroom decides or Golden Boy decides, well, you're not with us, so none of our fighters are going to fight you. What would these same people say?
No, I'm not giving anybody a pass. It's more, if you look at the people who have left PBC, I think they've left because, not necessarily because of money, because they wanted to be active. Now, if you look at what the PBC does, they do freeze fighters out. They've got a track record of doing it. And if you're in Crawford's situation, you've got to factor that in. So you've got to ask the question. I don't think Crawford's scared to fight anyone. I think.
Can I say this, John? I think they are scared to fight him, because when he wasn't at 147, they were all telling him to move up. Danny
No. I said Crawford. I said I don't think.
No. I know. What I'm saying is, I believe that they are afraid to fight him, because when he was at 140, he was being antagonized. You understand? So he's being antagonized. He finally comes up to the weight, and now all of a sudden, oh no, you got to be with us for us to fight you, bro. Boxing don't work like that.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Julius. Julius, I'm saying I don't think Crawford's afraid to fight anybody.
No, I get that.
But what I'm trying to say is, you've had people leave PBC not necessarily because of money, because they're wanting to be active in a prospect, and you're not going to be active on the PBC, and all prospects need to be active. So if you flip that situation around and apply it to Crawford, yeah, the money was good staying with Bob, but you knew it was going to be harder to make the fights.
John,
so was it a mistake?
Do you think that Dillian, when he came to America to shop around, he was really in America to catch a fight? That's what he said. He was in America to catch the Pacquiao fight. He said when he arrived, he was made several offers. to join different outfits because Dillian White is a free agent.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have? Do you think it would have been right for him to have to make a commitment to the PBC to get a Wilder fight?
The different situation in the heavyweight is PBC didn't have all the belts. Besides, they've got one belt. I'll tell you one thing for definite. If he had have made that commitment to the PBC, he probably would have got the Wilder fight.
I don't think he would. I don't think. If I'm being honest, I don't think
you
we
still
would.
think that you still think they would have dodged him.
Well, no, they would have done what they were always trying to do. They would have done what they were always trying to do. Because if you look at it, right, I think there's two sides of the coin. I think Eddie wanted Wilder to fight White, then Joshua, and Lewis and fucking Heyman, PBC. They wanted White to have to get through Lewis Ortiz to get Wilder. It was kind of the same sort of scenario.
The thing about the Mark is, Dillian actually made a legit offer to headline the O2 to Ortiz, and Ortiz said, "No, you've got to come and fight on the undercard, on Wilder's undercard."
But John,
but what I'm trying to say is, I think it is all about network politics with the PBC. I
honestly believe, John, that people ask these fighters to do things they know they're not going to do because they know they don't really want the fight.
I'm not going to rule that out, Julius. I'm not going to rule that out.
Look at the Gary Russell situation, right? Gary Russell's situation is a prime example of what I'm talking about. You could be on that side of the street. That don't mean you're going to get the fight. So you telling me to cross over to your side, that don't guarantee me a fight. Gary isn't guaranteed Leo Santa Cruz. Keith Thurman, Errol Spence wasn't guaranteed Keith Thurman. We sitting here right now waiting for David Benavidez to beat Avni Yildirim so that maybe we could get a Caleb Plant fight after that. Because Samson Lukowicz made it clear. That's going to be a pay-per-view, bro. That's what that's going to be. We ain't giving you that. So we don't really know what time frame we could expect that fight. And the bottom line is if you see a fighter or an outfit talking about you got to sign with us to get the fight, bro, that's because y'all don't want to fight. That's why. That's why you saying that.
A lot of why I feel the way that I do about it is that all the anti-Joshua propaganda pretty much started as soon as Joshua stopped having a deal with Showtime.
Yeah.
And
because Showtime couldn't pay the man.
Well, I'm not saying that AJ was wrong to leave Showtime, but I'm saying that when you're not with their network, they employ a large amount of propaganda to undermine you. Now, whether they're still going to sit on fights or not, I'm a bit on the fence with it because sometimes we get fights and sometimes we don't. Charlo Rosario fight's a good fight. They are putting on some fights. The Porter Furman fight was good.
If we assess them as a whole, right? If I just look at what good fights has PBC given me, and what good? It's not that they're not going to give me some good fights. They are. Charlo Rosario, I'm buying that, bro. Charlo that he didn't think, I'm buying that double header.
That whole card is sick, bro.
The whole card is dope. Donaire versus Ubali, yeah, that's a dope fight. I wish
Lipinets Kakarov.
I wish it exactly. Lipinets Kakarov. That's a good fight. So I'm not saying that they can't put on dope fights. I'm saying that they the only ones that's on that. Oh well, it gotta be us. It gotta be us. Golden Boy is not like that. Golden Boy is not like that. Main event is not like that. Matchroom. Matter of fact, even old fish eyes is not like that.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying, but when you're in Terence Crawford's situation, he's between a rock and a hard place because he's got an extensive deal with Bob, and while he's got that deal with Bob, they're not going to fight him.
My response to that is, if I'm Crawford, because the way it looks to me is, you telling me to cross the street because you know you don't want to fight. They have a plan for you. If I cross that street, hypothetically speaking, if I cross that street and sign with y'all, Brody, I might not get you for another 3 years. So
the only way, yeah, but what he could do, and I'm not saying, I don't know how easy this would be because obviously I'm not a lawyer, but couldn't he just have that in the contract? that he crosses the street to fight Spence in the first fight that he has there.
And put it this way, you can ask for it. You can ask.
Yeah,
like,
but then
look,
if they don't
I'm
give
here.
it to him, then he can tell all the media and not sign.
See, this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. You could ask for that, but that don't mean they're gonna be with it because they always had a plan for him, bro. They mapped out his next 4 fights, so you know they always had a plan for him, and you wasn't gonna get him until after them 4 fights, if you was gonna get him at all.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. You see, I know they started talking about the Danny Garcia fight as soon as he beat Porter.
Yep.
That
they
was
started
announced
talking
in the
about
ring.
Porter fight, and they started talking about the Porter fight as soon as he beat Mikey.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, you're completely right about them mapped out. However, from Crawford's point of view, he's got to try and do something to move things forward because he's stuck with no interesting opponents. I mean, fighting Kell Brook. How excited about that is anybody on the panel?
Yeah,
I mean,
who's the one, real quick, who keeps rubbing on the mic and letting out heavy breaths like they're having sex?
I'm hearing that too. Can y'all hear me? Because my laptop is acting crazy.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Okay. I kind of want to say something off what Julius has said, so I was kind of waiting on y'all to finish.
Go ahead, Joy.
You guys are done?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Like,
well, I just wanted to know what people thought about the Kell Brook fight in Crawford. How excited about that are they? Because I'm a bit underwhelmed.
I think that's a good fight, but I want to say this about the whole Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence situation and the whole PBC situation. Julius earlier has said something about people coming and going from PBC, but when we look at the guys that are leaving PBC, most of those dudes ain't putting out. Like guys like Thomas Delorme, AB, they're not winning fights. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're underperforming at a job, you get fired. You
can't make that connection because when Danny Jacobs left the PBC, he was coming off a career high victory over Peter Quillen.
Now, that's true. But
and Thomas, when I talk about Thomas, like when I bring up Thomas was driving Uber years ago because he's back on the PBC. His last fight was on the PBC. So I'm talking about that period when he briefly crossed over to the zone, but he's back over at the PBC.
But Maurice Booker,
the guys that left, these is not guys that's losing fights. F.A. Jacques ain't losing fights. Danny Jacobs wasn't losing fights. Now, Mikey, Mikey lost to Spence, but we all know that loss ain't hurt him. That's why they guaranteed him $7 million to go to the zone because that loss ain't hurt him. He's still a hot commodity.
But I will say this too, because it's like with PBC, there's people coming and going. When people are leaving, guys like Maurice Hooker's coming, and rumor has it that Canelo Alvarez is interested in PBC. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard it, over this whole web. So,
well, I could tell you where that rumor came from, and it didn't come from Golden Boy or Canelo. That came from PBC channels, like that really like PBC. They the ones saying that. They really the only ones saying that. I ain't seen nobody.
Crawford and Spence. I don't think these dudes are afraid of each other. All right, I don't. I think like right now, this is how boxing is. Most of these fights are in-house fights. And a lot of people, they tend to forget that Timothy Bradley had to cross over to Top Rank in order to get a fight with Manny Pacquiao. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I remember that, but I'm still trying to digest when you say that this is how boxing is when no, it's not.
I mean, and unless there's some big negotiation, I mean, it's usually when it comes to two powerhouses, there's always a tug of war.
Sergey Kovalev was not a powerhouse. Canelo fought him.
But don't they both fight from the zone?
No, hold on. Now Sergey is on the zone because he lost the fight. Before that, he was a top-ranked fighter.
Yeah, they gave him a get-back fight for when he lost. That was just part of his contract.
Yeah, he's got, I think, 1 fight or 2 fights on the zone, something like that. Because and it was a good deal made on Bob's part because you don't want to be stuck with Sergey after that if you lose the fight. But what I'm saying is, the only ones that's on some island shit is the PBC. Everybody else is working with everybody. And it's been that way. Like, this is not some new shit. This is boxing, bro. Before the PBC came around, that's boxing, bro. promoters got to work with other promoters.
Yeah,
Everybody don't have all the fighters, so promoters work with other promoters. Bob Arum and Don King is a prime example. Only the old heads gonna know that. They're like, yo, them dudes. I think Bob said he tried to kill him or some wild shit, but he still made fights with him though.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
All right, go ahead.
My bad. Here's the thing. I love Terrence Crawford. I think he's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. If this man was serious, and I'm gonna ask Julius this question, if he was serious about, and Errol Spence has a plan. I heard you say that earlier, and Crawford's not a part of that plan. But if Terrence Crawford is serious, I mean, why not send a contract?
Because he's not the A side, bro. If you think that Errol Spence is the A side, you should be asking yourself why you waiting for the B side to send a contract.
Well, if you got business to take care of on your side,
I'm just asking, when do you see the B side sending contracts?
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Mark.
My only thing is that Crawford's on an exclusive contract, so like that B side would mean that the B side might actually have to send the offer to make the fight if he's on an exclusive contract. That's all I'm gonna say there.
And I'll say
there is another point to that as well.
I'll say, hold on, let me say this. Vasyl Lomachenko was the A side to Crowler, right?
Correct.
He was the A side to Crowler. So if you want to get the guy who's the A side to come over to your platform, you got to put up a substantial amount of money. Mm-hmm. But when the guy that's the A side says, I'm not coming to your network, you got to come to me. Hey, bro, you want me to come to you? Okay, make the offer then.
Yeah.
You said that 2 years ago, bro. That was 2 years ago. That's how long that he said that shit. If you the A side and you've been on pay-per-view, you did better numbers than me, you got more belts than I do, right? You fought more. You fighting the who's who, even though I don't think they that good outside of Sean Porter, if I'm being honest. Sean Porter's the most solid guy that I think he fought. Danny, get out of here. Danny been living off that fucking Lucas Matisse win for 6 years. That's facts.
See, the thing with Danny, I'm my bad for cutting whoever I cut off, but I'm gonna say this about Danny. I mean, I know Danny don't have a solid win at welterweight, but all his fights against the top welterweight have all been close fights. And when we look at Sean Porter is 1-3 against top fights at the welterweight division. So they're pretty much all the welterweights are equally matched. Danny hasn't really won, like I said, a significant fight, and neither has Sean Porter. Sean Porter lost them in all his fights. The only victory that he got to claim at the welterweight division is Danny Garcia.
We can't say that. He took on, for starters, and this is why I big up Sean. You think Danny would have fought Yordenis Ugas?
That's it. Hell nah.
Nah, right?
Hell nah.
He's not gonna do that.
Right
the reason that Sean Porter is the only PBC welterweight I could stomach is because he a throwback fighter. It ain't nobody that he ain't fight. He fought Brook when Keith Thurman should have fought Brook. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm wondering, Keith Thurman, when you was coming up, why you didn't put that energy that you put into Paulie into Brook? I don't gotta say that with Sean. Sean fought Brook. He lost, but he fought him. You fought Keith. You fought Danny. You fought Ugas. So you ain't even in it. Like, I don't gotta question you. I don't have to question you.
Hey, so are you going based off of what has been said? Because I mean, I do remember Errol Spence saying, and I'm not defending Errol Spence at all. I mean, I want them two to fight each other, but I'm saying Errol Spence did say when he gave an interview when he came back from his little car accident, he did say that he wanted to fight the champions like Manny Pacquiao.
But bro, you're not gonna fight Manny, bro, you're not gonna fight Manny. Like, if we sit here and we let the Manny Pacquiao fight be an obstacle, bro, his people said in plain English they don't get nothing out of fighting you. Sean Gibbons said that in plain English.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get nothing out of fighting. No, this was ahead of the fight. The week of the fight, they asked him, "Yo, is y'all looking to fight the winner of Porter versus Spence?" He's like, "No, that's a high risk, low reward fight. We don't get nothing out of that." Mm-hmm. Right now, they said, and I was surprised at how candid they were. They're like, "Yo, Manny's 40 years old, bro. We got to protect him."
Now, can I say this to you guys? How about we start putting this type of energy into the powerhouses? Because we blame the fighters. We always blame the fighters. And I know the fighters have the power to, they can call out the other fighters, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's always up to the promoter, because we know Bob Arum, Yo,
listen, bro. I've been blaming the powerhouses for 3 years. And my biggest issue is that It's obvious. The way Crawford is being frozen out is the way that Rigo was being frozen out. And who froze him out?
Gary Russell. Yeah.
Who froze him out? Who froze him out? It's not nobody else. It was Al. When Korobov was supposed to fight Peter Quillen, who deprived Korobov of that fight? It was Al. So there's no mysteries here, bro. And my problem is boxing don't work like that. Not you specifically, but the people at the PBC might want it to work like that, but it don't work like that because everybody ain't got all the fighters. You got to work together. Matchroom worked with Golden Boy. Golden Boy worked with Top Rank. Top Rank have worked with Matchroom. But you can't make it to where like, yo, well, if it ain't going to be an inside joint, then we ain't going to make it.
And that's what I don't understand is that I get that, you know, you guys have the PBC has a monopoly over the welterweight division, but I don't understand the rhetoric of, okay, well, Al Heyman is doing what Bob was doing, you know, in the past, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Now that you know, I've been listening to you guys, he's been doing business with Don King, even though they hated each other. They did De La Hoya Trinidad. They did Zab Judah against against Mayweather. We haven't had that type of matchup so far, you know, in this era.
Nope.
So
we're not gonna
eventually, you know, boxing has to be more collaborative, you know, in their efforts to make these big fights, man. Because UFC they have a huge market share, you know, and they're able to do that thing. I know it's a different business, you know, philosophies, but they know what the fans want. Whereas boxing is like, you got to come to us, you know, we're giving you scraps and you're gonna like it.
What I'm saying is this: if you don't want Errol to go to Top Rank, right? You don't want him on ESPN. That don't bother me if you try to work like, yo, look, bro, we got we'll guarantee you $7 million come over here to the PBC. All right. We'll give you 40% upside because I don't think Crawford should get 50%. I never did. But I'm saying work, make the fight, work. Has any of that happened? No, they're ignoring him. They're pretending the WBO don't exist. Now you got Gary Russell, who's a cornball. It's like, bro, like all the shit they doing is stupid shit, stupid, scary shit to me.
I don't think it's stupid. I think it's genius because now we're talking about him.
Not because it's not going to result in no money. So how is it genius?
Because he's a fighter that, as talented as Gary Russell is, he sees that guys like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis getting way more attention than he is. He's been in the game longer, and he needed to do something now.
Hold on, wait a minute. We're not going to play Gary Russell a violin. I used to play Gary Russell a violin. I used to do that until I seen him say the reason he's not more active is because he don't want to be.
Correct. That's true.
If you so this how it break down. If you're not an incentive to nobody, it's because ain't no money in you because you don't be fighting. So of course nobody pay attention to you. You don't be fighting, but you don't even want to be fighting. So get the fuck out of here, Gary.
But he's a guy that's been frozen out too because he's been gunning out the people.
No, he's not frozen out because Josh Warrington mentioned him by name at least 3 times by my count. He said, I want to fight Gary. I don't even really want Shakur. I want Gary.
The only person who's actually frozen out Gary Russell Jr. is Leo Santa Cruz.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the problem is there. If you look at the other guys in the division, Gary Russell Jr. actually decided to diminish Josh Warrington and regulate him to basically just a street fighter, and that's why he's not enthusiastic to fight him. He's not sending anybody offers in the division.
Bingo. Now let me ask you a question, John. Don't you give Gary Russell good odds to beat Josh Warrington?
Oh yeah.
Don't you think Eddie Hearn would make that offer to make that fight? Eddie has already shown he's not protecting his fighters, bro. Maurice Hooker was his fighter, but he still let him fight Jose Ramirez.
I mean, we can say this thing. I mean, I know this fight took place years ago, but when you look at the landscape of the welterweight division and the junior middleweight division, these guys are taking losses too.
And
I don't see no protection. I don't see no protection anywhere. I just can't wrap my fingers around.
I see protection. I see lots of it. And what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna sit here and play Gary no violent solo when you never even tried to look at anybody but Leo. The whole 126 ain't Leo. So you acting like it's Leo or nobody. And you know why you acting like that? because you trying to stay on that island. Now, it's fights out there. It been fights out there, but you got to leave your island.
That's true.
And if you don't want to leave your island, which is cool too, what I'm saying, if you don't want to leave your island, put the bread up then. Now, if you're not going to put the bread up and you're not going to leave the island, then I don't feel sorry for you, bro. You want to be that. You want to be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even putting no bread up. Like it's like what motherfucking what Bo Max said about Keith. Keith ain't got no promoter to put up no bread for him. You just talking shit. You really think, and you dead ass think somebody gonna guarantee you, not a pay-per-view upside, guarantee you $10 million? Bro, come on, you might as well be asking for unicorn blood. Ain't nobody guarantee you that, bro.
Hey Jay. Hey, what's up, dog? What's up, everybody? Hey, I just wanted to say this, man. Next time I tell you I'm preparing the meal, don't you go cooking it before I do, dog. I can't even get it off. You know, I was about to cook on his little ass too, but nah, you're right, bro. I agree. Like, I was getting ready to get in. I'm kind of similar, really, on the same shit. So, but yeah, you done cook my meal up before I got a chance to bring it out the kitchen, fam.
My fault. I'm gonna put some salt and pepper on this shit. Some salt and pepper right now. Once again, if you have any understanding of business, I know that D does. I know that most of y'all do. I understand looking out for your investments. I'm not against that. What I'm saying is they literally not trying to make shit. Like, you not. If you tell Bud, look, bro, Spencer's our guy on Fox right now, right? We want him over here. So here's the package we got for you, bro. What's rocking? What's rocking? This is what we got for you. If you're not even going to do that, if you're going to try to act like the man don't exist, don't that tell me everything I need to know? They didn't even want to recognize his title for a time. Oh, the WBO not real. Oh, I think it when it's Angelo Leo, the WBO is real. When it's Brian Castano supposed to fight Patrick Teixeira, oh, the WBO is real. But when it's Bud, oh, nah, it's not real. We don't recognize that belt.
Y'all make sense.
Fighting for it.
What was that? Say it again. I didn't hear. My bad.
Why they just had Angelo Leo fighting for it?
It's an in-house fight.
It could be an in-house fight. That shows that it's not that y'all don't recognize the WBO. It's that y'all don't want to deal with nobody on the outside. And ain't that what I've been saying?
That's true. I believe that too. But I just my whole point of being here is I don't believe Crawford or Spence is afraid of each other. I think the problem is these fighters are giving these promoters and these bosses too much power over their careers.
And I'm gonna say that when you want something, you fucking go get it. Lara wanted Canelo. Lara ain't had no power to get that fight. He just wanted it. Wanted it.
I mean, Canelo Alvarez, he'll fight anybody. Canelo Alvarez ain't afraid of nobody.
It's not that. It's that I'm not looking at Canelo. Canelo going Canelo, right? I'm saying Lara had no reason, no power to get that fight other than I want that fight and I'm going to go get it, period. I'm going to go get it. I'm not with that mentality that, oh, no, it's because like, bro, you don't want that fight. You want Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia. You don't want the Crawford fight.
So I
have read quotes from Errol Spence where they asked him, well, what about after this fight? And he said, well, after this fight, I don't want Crawford. I want Pacquiao. Bro, you want everybody but that guy, which tells me that you don't want that guy.
Who's my man right here? Let me ask you a question, my man. This D Jeff. Look, let me ask you something. I hear what you're saying because I agree to some extent, about what the fighters have to deal with behind them personally. But because I put a video up about this a while ago. If Danny Garcia and Errol Spence agreed in principle to fight each other before the Porter fight, before the Adrian Granados fight, which is showing they had no intentions of fighting Crawford next after their upcoming fights, how can we say that the fighters are not responsible? There's a lot of times where these fighters are completely responsible.
Yeah. Yeah, if Leo Santa Cruz wanted Gary Russell, don't.
That's true.
No, Leo hiding behind Al Heyman's skirt. You let I just fight who they tell me to fight.
You
Why
can't really say that. You can't say that. See, I mean, you can't say that because Leo. I mean, as much as you don't like Devontae,
Leo literally said that on Fight Hype. I fight who they tell me to fight, bro. You fight who you want to fight.
that's true,
right? You don't have a promoter. You understand?
Right.
The fucking shit with the PBC who we talking about, yo, it's true. A lot of them guys don't got promoters. So there's not a lot stopping you from getting what you want if you want it. But you don't want it.
Can I say something? Let me say this real quick. I was gonna say something about Leo. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, which is a far bigger fight than a Gary Russell. I wanted to see the Gary Russell fight, but I think that a Gervonta Davis is a much dangerous fight and a fight that people are not picking him to win. So I don't think he's really high behind Al Heyman by doing that because he's facing a bigger and a tougher challenge. You agree with that?
First off, I don't know that Leo views him as a bigger and tougher challenge because he's insistent on Gervonta Davis making 130, and everybody knows about his weight issues. Secondly, I don't know if it's a bigger fight because karma came back to bite y'all in the ass. It's a big UFC card. Khabib versus Gaethje happening that same night, fucking up y'all paper. So is it really a bigger fight? How much money you think Leo?
Well, I mean, we know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't get involved when they ain't bread. So, but I mean, UFC did, put boxing in the back seat at one point because Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Kovalev had to wait, and when Canelo Alvarez is a big household name, so I don't know. That's true. How do you think about that?
Canelo, what we could say about what makes a fight a big fight: big gate, big purses, big demand. Only two of those apply. Right? Only two of those can because I was not asking for Davis versus Santa Cruz. So they missed me on that one. Is there going to be a big gate? Probably not. There are no live gates right now. Are the purses going to be big? I doubt it. Even if the purses are big, the upside won't be. So it might be. Go ahead, John.
Julius, can I? Right, I want to ask you a question.
Here's okay.
Go ahead, John. I mean, go ahead. Well, there's two Johns in here. Go ahead, John Dealey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue. If you're in Terence Crawford's position, what would you do? Because I'm at a point now where he's either got to play hardball with Bob and demand that Bob puts up a massive offer to get Spence to go over there.
There you go.
Or he's got to talk to him about.
If I'm Crawford, because I can only speak for myself and my personality. Y'all not gonna bully me into signing a contract with y'all, because that's what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to bully me into signing a contract with y'all.
Yeah, but the opposite of that.
I'm saying, if you asking me, yo, what would I do, bro? Y'all not gonna strong on me. Y'all not gonna strong on me to cross the y'all street. I only want one of your guys. I only want one. I don't want to
be one though.
Julius, what I said was, wouldn't you strong arm Bob into making a big offer to Spence then?
In that situation, if I go to Bob, right? Because you asking me, if I go to Bob, I know what Bob is going to tell me. Because the business is the way the business is. There's only so much, and this is why I don't put it on Bob. It's only so much he could do. That would be like if I blamed. That would be like, I can't even use Charlo because they did make you an offer. There's only so much that man could do. It take two to tango, and if the other side don't want to tango, then they ain't gonna tango. And and nobody is gonna convince me that in the last 3 years the PBC was down to make that fight when Tim Smith and all these people, they let it be known like, yo, that shit ain't about to happen.
But the worst thing that would happen is
Derek, hold on, let me get this out. Derek James basically shitted all over the fight. And that's Spence's trainer. He shitted all over the fight. Richard Schaefer.
If they make a respectable offer, and get it on pay-per-view, then worst case scenario, they win the propaganda war.
All right,
let's say they actually get the fight. Let's
say tomorrow Bob Arum says, yo, I I got $7 million for Errol Spence guaranteed, plus the lion's share of the pay-per-view upside to take the fight. Does he take the fight? I can answer that question. No. If you offer him 10, does he take the fight? No. So you talking about, think about it this way. Keith Thurman has not had a fight in 12 months. This man has no belt and he coming off a loss. Look at what he asking for. So if we're going to play the propaganda game, yo, look, Spence, I got a unicorn. I got Knight Rider. I got $15 million. When you get 75%, will you take the fight?
Julius.
No, hold on. Let me finish. I'm saying it's childish, bro. Like me sitting here acting like Spence want that fight is childish. Like, bro, you don't want that fight.
I think he does.
What has he shown me that? What has he shown me or you that he want that fight?
Well, he's going after the champion that's easy to get to, in my opinion.
But that don't got nothing to do with Crawford, bro. I'm asking about Crawford, not Sean.
Well, Crawford is in a position where, like I said, there's a roadblock that people is failing to acknowledge. I mean, you just said it yourself. You're not going to put the blame on Bob Arum. I mean, we look at Pacquiao. When we look at Pacquiao, let's look at Pacquiao for a second. Pacquiao was with Top Rank for a very long time, and when Pacquiao broke loose from that, stable, he got the big fights. You know what I mean? He fought.
Go ahead, John.
I think you're overlooking something significant here. Where was the Spence Brook fight?
UK Matchroom.
Yeah. So they have done it before.
Mr. Dealey. There's a difference between being a prospect. No. There's a difference between a prospect to become a world champion than a man who is a unified champion and calling himself the A-side.
Hold on a minute.
The thing I'm gonna say is, John, to your point, John.
Let me finish though. Let me finish before you go down a route that I wasn't really going down, because I'm saying they should make the offer.
And I'm
only saying that they should make the offer. That's all. I'm not here defending Spence.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not.
They should make an offer.
I know you're not. What I'm saying is, if I'm Bob, right, I would have to be playing a stupid fucking childish game that's not going to result in nothing, because I would have to tell this guy, yo, look, Keith Thurman wants $10 million. So what the fuck am I going to tell Spence? Yo, I got
hold on. No. Because Keith Thurman has checked out of boxing. Keith Thurman has checked out of boxing and doesn't really want to fight anyone. It's not fair to compare Spence to Thurman just because Thurman did something.
Yo, look, what did Adrian Broner? What did Adrian Broner?
Yeah, but he's in the same situation as well. Broner's checked out of boxing.
Gary Russell Jr. talking about he'll fight Terrence for 1.5 in a fight that
come on. Who's even going to sanction that?
John, you going over me. This is every single PBC fighter, though. This is all of them. You want $2 million to fight Devin Haney? Bro, you have no marquee value.
May I interject one thing?
Go ahead, Mark.
Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman, Gary Russell Jr. All three of them have something in common that isn't the PBC, right? In comparison to Errol Spence. They're all irrelevant, fam.
Yeah.
They're begging for money. They have nothing else. They're going to try and clout chase anything they can. Errol Spence completely relevant. That's a different thing. Talking about a dude who's pretty much retired, a dude who fights once a year for the last decade, and another dude, who's the other one? Can't even remember his name. Adrian Broner.
What one wants to be a
Come
rapper.
on.
That one wants to be a rapper.
Keith Thurman's irrelevant?
Because he is.
Hold on. No, I made a statement. What was the question?
Let me champ this shit. Keith Thurman already fought Sean, right? He already fought Sean. You already fought Danny. Are you going to fight Ugas? Are you going to get a rematch with Manny?
I see the rematch as possible with Manny.
Based on?
Knowing Manny's track record.
Manny didn't have a rematch with Jeff. Why would he have a rematch with a guy that he beat?
Because that fight was a success for them too. They generated what, 400,000? What was it? So
you telling me you think it's likely that Keith Thurman is going to fight Manny Pacquiao again?
Yes, I can see that happening.
Well, I don't. I don't know what planet you on. Do you think that would happen when they said? They said. They literally came out with statements saying that's not happening.
I'm literally gonna say this, and maybe it might blow people's minds. Manny Pacquiao's gonna have two options for the rest of his career. Do you want to know what it is? He's gonna fight Mikey Garcia out in fucking Saudi Arabia, or he's gonna retire.
Yep.
Facts. I'm with that, Mark. Facts.
No, I'm with Mark on that as well.
It's so obvious.
That's what they've been
Mark.
saying, dude. They've been saying that.
It's
All of this
that
other shit.
Conor McGregor is more likely to get Manny in the ring next than Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
Anyone who thinks that Thurman's fighting Manny next needs to explain to me why Manny. What's in it for Manny? Because Thurman's not bringing anything.
I have no idea.
There's nothing there for Manny. So why would Manny waste his time fighting Thurman after beating him? And the numbers won't be better this time.
Nope.
So why is Manny going to waste his time doing that?
Manny ain't got time to spend a camp worrying about Chico DeBarge. He already dropped him in the first round. He already took his belt. That rematch is not happening. Manny is 41 going on 42 years old. Why would he fight Keith again? When he can fight Conor in a shit fight.
Or he can fight Mikey Garcia for $60 million in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Now,
I think Manny's just waiting for that to be practical, and it's going to happen.
Back to Keith, I'm saying, yo, you're not going to fight Ugas. You're not. And if you do, Ugas is going to beat you. That's facts. No, it's not. It's my opinion, but better still. He ain't going to fight Ugas. It's too dangerous. He ain't going to fight Ugas. Nobody want to see you fight Danny again. The first fight wasn't that good.
Can I ask all you guys a question? All you guys about like Crawford, because I mean this is really about Crawford and the whole PBC. Right now, what is Terrence Crawford doing to show everyone that he's trying to get a? I know he wants Errol Spence, but right now Errol Spence is tied up. Sean Porter became his Mando. So
no, he didn't become his Mando. What are you talking about?
The other thing, yo, can I clarify this? Sean Porter's not as mandatory yet. He's number one. The last mandatory that he fought was less than 12 months ago. That was Egas. Now, he could become his mandatory, but he won't because he's fighting for the WBC. He fought for the WBC silver title.
I would expect anyone that follows the PBC.
It's not as mandatory.
I would expect anyone who follows the PBC to know the difference between being ranked number one in a governing body and being the mandatory challenger, i.e. Dillian White.
Exactly. There is a huge difference, man. There's a difference. Mandatory means obligated to fight. Yeah? Number one means, hey, you've got a ranking position. That don't mean jack.
Now, I would say, because I want to see that fight, because I know what's going to happen. I want to see that fight, but I'm not holding my breath. And I don't even think that fight is that important, if I'm being honest. Like, that fight is not important. I didn't see nobody telling Mikey, you got to fight people that Spence fought. You got to fight, bro. You got to fight just like that. You got no stripes at welterweight. You got no wins at welterweight. Nobody said you got to prove yourself. So I don't want to hear that bullshit when it comes to a champion at the weight.
What fight are you talking about, Julius?
Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. That I keep hearing, Crawford should fight top competition to prove himself and earn the Spence fight. Mikey didn't fucking fight nobody to earn the Spence fight.
That's true.
Yeah. That's a bullshit narrative, bro. Crawford don't have to earn nothing. Spence needs.
But is there a solid argument? Is there a solid argument Mikey Garcia has a better win at welterweight than Terrence?
No, but that was more of a business fight.
No, bro, don't get me with the business shit, because you're not going to tell me that there was not, and this is why I don't like the PBC. This is literally why. The Crawford versus Spence fight at that time would have did better numbers because people were asking for it. It wasn't just me. It ain't just me, a fan. People was asking for that fight. Nobody was asking for Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence.
Yeah, and were the numbers any good anyway?
No, it was under 400,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I'm a Spence fan, and I didn't want that fucking fight. I was disgusted. I was like, but I wasn't really too mad because, at the time, like these guys, it was sort of like the Crawford situation. Was nobody really there that was itching to fight Spence besides Crawford, and he was involved with something, So, like, it is what it is. I mean, it's the same thing that's going on with Crawford now, but then this is why we have all this discussion, because in my opinion, a lot of people that gave Spence the heat before Crawford moved up to 147, they're not keeping the same energy on it. I mean, Spence faced the same problems where he couldn't get these fights, whether it was because of politics or fight schedule or whatever, but he couldn't get the fights, but they were still holding him under fire to fight the better guys. Well, Crawford's pretty much in the same situation, whether it's because of politics or guys not wanting to fight him. He can't get the fights that the fans want him to get. But if you're going to have that attitude with a fighter like Errol Spence that's going through the same thing, then you have to have that same attitude and demand with Terrence Crawford right now. Basically, or you shouldn't have had it either way. So that's my whole thing.
I'm gonna give you the perfect parallel. Jamal Charlo says that he wants Triple G. I don't know if I believe him, but he's been saying that for 3 years. And my point is, forget Charlo. Yo, Triple G, you need to fight Charlo. I'd rather see you fight Charlo than Zeddy Mata. I'd rather see that fucking shit. If he ain't shit, then show me he ain't shit. Now, Charlo is kind of frozen out, and I don't even feel comfortable saying frozen out because Oscar said they made him an offer, and I believe him. I believe him, just like I believed him with the Rigo shit. All right. Oscar said they made that man an offer. Oscar said they made that man an offer. So my thing is, where it's people crying for Jamal Charlo to get a fight, you're not crying for Terrence to get a fight. So why the fuck should I feel sorry for Jamal? Well, or is it that I keep the same energy with both? Who can fight should fight. Who can fight? Triple G.
Didn't Andrade make?
I was just going to say that.
Bro. If we're gonna get into my whole stance, bro, Charlo is ducking that man. He told the boxing voice a couple of months ago. Yo, I'd rather move up than fight Andre. Bro, you told me everything I need to know right there, bro. You ducking.
How you rather move up than unify? And you ain't this shit. You got that belt handed to you and defended it against fucking weaker competition coming up in weight. You've not done nothing at 160. So how would you rather move up than the unify? And then with the whole GGG thing, real quick, Don Daly, with the whole GGG thing, both of those idiots need to fight each other. Charlo need to fight GGG and he need to fight Charlo. Both of those idiots. Like I'm tired of all of them.
I'm sick of the middleweight division.
Yes. Yeah, middleweight. I'm tired of it.
You know who my favorite middleweight is? Ryota Murata. That's my favorite.
No, you know who my favorite middleweight is? Straight up, no jokes. Liam Williams.
Liam Williams? All right. Only reason I say Ryota Murata is because, don't bet against him in a rematch. We see what he did to Endom. We see what he did to motherfucking Rant. All right, I fucks with Murata. He's fun to watch. Andre, I love him to death, but dog, go to super middleweight and fight Callum Smith. I'm tired of it. Go up. Matchroom got more cards at super middleweight than middleweight. Move up, bro. You big. You about 6'1". You got plenty of room to fill out. You don't hit that hard anyway, so it's not like you relying on power.
The answer to the middleweight division is Triple G retire and Canelo to get jobbed on the cards. That would just shake it up properly.
Hey, Julie, I know this fight happened a couple of years ago, but when Danny Jacob fought Triple G, wasn't Jacobs a part of the PBC platform as well?
Yeah.
So don't that throw a wrench in your whole argument about PBC only doing in-house fights?
What other fight was they going to give him is my question.
I mean,
and was Daniel Jacobs a big part of their bottom line? Furthermore, you're not saying the whole argument. If PBC is kooky crunchy, which is what the argument was, if everything is sweet over there, why did he leave?
Activity. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, I mean but ain't that what I've been saying?
Yes, just activity. I think
Hugo Centeno. When I brought up Hugo Centeno in his interview with Pheno Boxing, what was his gripe? Activity.
Yeah, but what is? I mean, look at the fighters you're bringing up. These guys are.
Let me bring up another fighter. Tuksak Nyambia was undefeated, prospect, 11 fights. How often did they have him fighting?
That's true. Yeah.
Gary Russell, that shouldn't even be allowed. Forget if you want to or don't want to. That shit shouldn't even be allowed. You're a fucking champion. You need to get out there more than once a year. Mm-hmm. If you want me to give you Leo, motherfucker, then fight more than once a year and make me some money. But you're not making me no money. So you're not important. And whose fault is that?
Is that all Al Heyman's fault? It's his fault for allowing it, but it's your fucking fault because you don't want to fight. Why you can't fight Kansu? You too good to fight Kansu? It's guys in this division you can fight. You just don't want to fight them. So your situation is a self-inflicted wound. And you a cornball because I wish Terrence Crawford would fucking fight you so I could fucking laugh at you. Fucking God gnome. Corny ass.
I just think he's scalp chasing. That's all I think.
He's a chihuahua, man. He's a chihuahua.
What I call him, yo, you a chihuahua, bro. You talking shit because you can. If they let that man put hands on you, you going to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
You going to the hospital, bro. You built like a fucking 12-year-old. You hear that Joe Pesci shit? This ain't Goodfellas, bro. You will get beat the fuck up out. Let Crawford fight him. Let Crawford fight him. Put him in the hospital, man. He'll bounce you off the canvas.
No, Julius, he's too short for that ride.
True. Fucking shit. Back to the point. I don't even know that Charlo really wants a Canelo fight because Oscar said they sent him an offer, and I believe him. Somebody turned it down. I believe him. That's in keeping with the pattern. And Oscar was right the first time when it came to the Rigo shit. When it came to that shit, he was right. So why wouldn't he be right about this? I don't know that Charlo really wants a Triple G fight, but I'm looking at Triple G also, and I'm like, yo, dog, when are you gonna fight? Like, the Sergey Devianchenko fight was a good fight, right? But if I gotta believe that Jamal ain't shit, right? He ain't shit. He ain't shit. All right, then go show me he ain't shit. That's all go show me. Show me he ain't shit.
I don't know. I think I hold the powerhouses accountable more than I do the fighters. I think, like I said,
Errol don't have a promoter. How many times are you gonna tell you that?
In fact,
they all say that. They ask somebody.
Let me get in on this because Triple G doesn't have a promoter either.
Yes, he does.
So no, they just work with him. Triple G's got his own promotion. No, when he joined the Zone, he joined.
He doesn't have a promoter. He has an exclusive contract with the Zone through Matchroom. He has a promoter.
I thought he joined under Triple G Promotions, Julius.
No, he signed an equity deal. He signed an equity deal for his promotional outfit, which is a part of his overall deal that he gets to stage 6 cards. However, his deal is through Matchroom, and it's an exclusive deal, 6-fight deal. He doesn't have. He's not a network promotional free agent. He has to fight on the Zone.
That's true.
He should still make offers to Charlo, though. I agree with you. I'm sick of Triple G's diva behavior. It's become pretty apparent.
Well, bro, why you think I feel waiting for Camille Zeremata? I'm saying like, yo, for Camille Zeremata, bro, won't you fucking fight Jamal? I give you a pass for Steve Rolls. The Sergey fight, that's a hard-ass fight. I understand. Maybe you need a tune-up after that. But how long I'm going to play you the violin, bro? This guy is not fighting no fucking body, bro, right? Jamal not fighting nobody. You fuck around and beat him. But I'm not going to keep giving you a pass. Not to, well, he ain't fighting nobody. So then fucking go fight him. Should be easy, right?
That you're not fighting anybody is applying to Triple G now anyway. Like, you look at his resume, he's got 2 names. He's got 2 names on there.
He is going to make serious bread for that fucking fight. Andy Wright, he's going to probably make $14 million. Well, that's if they don't tell him to take a pay cut. And I actually think they're going to. If you telling Canelo to take a pay cut, you're going to have to tell Triple G to take a pay cut. They don't want to give Canelo his 35, and that's with Smith and Saunders. So I don't think they're going to give Triple G 14 for no fucking Zeremata. But then again, Matchroom has been delivering for the Zone in all the ways that Golden Boy has not. So we'll see.
Moving on to that Canelo thing, though, Julius, I feel a bit like DAZN are doing nothing to try and build some sort of rivalry for him at all. So that means there can't be any intrigue at all. They're trying to rely on the past rivalry that's finished.
I think it's bigger than what DAZN can do, because there's no Canelo Alvarez fight at 160 or 168 that I think he could lose. And
there is.
That's important, bro.
There is a fight. There is a fight.
I don't think Andre could beat him. Andre to lose on points through
I'll give you the name. I'll give you the name, Bivol. Bivol has said on numerous occasions he can
He'll
make
come down.
168
all
Yeah.
right,
and
all
fight
right,
Canelo, and he's on DAZN, and there's no one for Bivol to
all right.
fight.
No, I'll put
And I
it to you
don't
like this.
understand why they're not building it.
I'll put it to you like this. I agree with you on Bivol. I wasn't thinking of him at 168. I was thinking of him at 175, but better still. That's what I'm talking about. Bivol brings intrigue to the shit to where like, yo, fucking Canelo might lose. We gotta watch this shit.
Mhm.
Those are the fights, bro.
Mhm.
If DAZN was smart, they'd have Bivol fight Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders and take their belts, and then build the Canelo fight.
That's what I'm saying. That Canelo's fights now, when you think about him, Jacobs was a good fighter. I enjoyed it, but I never thought Jacobs was gonna win that fight. I didn't think Kovalev was gonna win that fight at all. Bivol, I give a chance, right? Because it got the intrigue that sells boxing. What sells boxing? Intrigue, bro. You didn't when Felix and Oscar was gonna fight. You wasn't sure. You wasn't sure. You could have had your prediction, but it's like, yo, it got that intrigue. Motherfucking Mayweather and Pacquiao, same shit. The reason the Thurman versus Pacquiao fight did better than the Broner fight, even though Broner is a bigger name than Thurman, as weird as that is because you wasn't sure. People wasn't sure. Like, yeah, maybe Thurman wins the shit. He's a young guy, but at the same time, he fragile as all hell. So I got to watch this fight. I got to see what's going to happen. There's no intrigue in Canelo's fights.
Exactly. Yeah,
But
can you hear me?
that's why I think they need to build Bivol up as an opponent for him, because he's there on his own doing nothing. When's the last time Bivol was in the ring?
Yeah,
They
can
haven't
you
got
hear me?
anything for him doing.
Yeah, I can hear you, Lennox.
All right.
But that's what I'm saying. That what's going on with Canelo is not necessarily on the zone. It's that, yo, can you get Canelo to fight Bivol? Can you get him to do it?
Hang on. You can't
Well,
put.
yeah, but not next fight. Not next fight. If you got Bivol to clean out 168 and create demand,
Yeah, but hang on.
I'm
hang
not
on a
sure
second,
Canelo
John.
shies away from a challenge. Go on, Lennox. Go on.
All right, John. So here's the problem. Yeah, I think Mandem are getting a network confused with a promoter. The Zone's a network. They don't got to do shit for Canelo. His promoter, Golden Boy Promotions, is in charge. Just the way they built him up into a star, they should be building the rivalry. That's what people are getting the shit twisted. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the network. You know what that's saying? That's like saying that's like blaming Showtime for the shit fights that Wilder had. You get me?
Mhm.
All right, Lennox. Well, I'll put it differently then. Eddie Hearn should be doing that because Eddie Hearn has signed Bivol, Callum Smith, and Billy Joe Saunders. So why
But
doesn't
fam,
he
you
just
know,
get those three to fight it out and then
yeah,
create
but
the demand?
you know Eddie's probably trying, but you see how them lot they part like the River Jordan around Bivol.
We'll
The
make him
only
Mando then.
person, the only person that's going to willingly get in the ring with Bivol is probably that mad Russian killer. What's his name?
Better be yes.
Beterbiev. Yeah,
Better
that's
be
that's
Evan,
the only.
and we all know he's going to win, don't we, Julius?
Bivol. Bivol's gonna win that fight. Look. The sooner the fight happens, the sooner the fight happens, the more it favors Better Beef. But that's the problem. That fight is not about to happen, and Better Beef is 35 fucking years old. He's 35. Two, I like Better Beef, but I don't think he takes the best punch, if I'm being honest. I don't think he takes the best punch, and he ain't got legs.
Apart from Callum Johnson,
I got
who you seen
Bivol now.
hurt him? Apart from Callum Johnson, who you seen hurt Better Beef? Because Callum Johnson can crack.
He got dropped by a guy named what was it? Jeff Page? I think it was Jeff Page. I don't think he takes the best punch. I don't. I think that he can be caught between the punches.
Yeah, he gets caught and he doesn't have a style that's, you know what I mean? Like man's got, you know, for someone who got the defense, the Abel Sanchez defense, you know what I mean? He doesn't take the best punch.
The thing about Better Beef is he gets caught. He's the type of dude that'll get caught coming forward and add pepper to the fucking punch, which is why I think
that's fair because I think he's got fast feet, and when you have fast feet coming forward and you get caught, you're in trouble.
Yeah, he adds something to the punch.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my arguments about whenever AJ's got caught. AJ's got fast feet and he always gets caught coming in.
And if what I like about Bivol is Bivol is not afraid to win boring. When he beat Jean Pascal, he ain't let Pascal draw him into a fucking war. He ain't let Joe Smith draw him into a war. I'm a box from the outside behind these straight punches, and I'm gonna just box around you. He could do that shit to better beef. And the longer it takes, the older better beef gets, the more old his fucking legs is gonna be. You're not gonna be able to keep up that aggressive ass style forever.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And Bivol, man could do his thing for 12 rounds consistently without an issue. So there's that. But Julius, yeah, man, you were chatting on, talking about something I brought up that I'm not sure if you quite got what I was saying on Twitter, yeah? That the fact is that maybe the zone is balking at this because you got two promotional outfits on the joint, yeah? One of them's been delivered, right? So you haven't heard a peep about a purse dispute or anybody having issues getting money on a matchroom fight. Nope. And I pointed out because you know what I mean, like offline we could discuss the metrics, yeah, but constantly down to even what you lot don't understand is Eddie had the YouTubers on there that was delivering numbers, so constantly outside of his, you know what I mean, marquee fighters or whatever. Fam, do you understand that from what I'm hearing, and even on the states, in the stateside, the bloody fight camp cards brought in numbers for the zone. Bruh. So outside, so here's my thing, yeah. So what I was pointing out was like before you lot start going on, what people don't understand is about Julius, I think you know this bar. I think it was Pusha T. You said you signed to this guy, who signed to this guy, who signed to this guy, right? Mm-hmm. What people don't understand is that first and foremost, Canelo's not an entity that owns himself as a business. He signed to Golden Boy Promotions. Whatever business he's doing with the zone is through Golden Boy Promotions. And if you don't really understand this, let's go back to the little thing that he had about the Triple G, the third fight. His dispute, he wasn't taking the zone to court. He was taking Golden Boy Promotions to court because he felt that they did something without consulting him, right? And the issue there was, well, fam, you're signed to us. We own the rights. You know what I mean? We could enter whatever agreement. Canelo's going to fight on whatever network Golden Boy has a deal with. You get me? So whatever the money, whatever disputes they're having, right? It's not really a Canelo dispute, is a DAZN and Golden Boy dispute. And then why is there an issue with Golden Boy? I don't think it's about Canelo. I think you got to look at it this way. It's like, fam, you lot are American promoters, right? Eddie Hearn is our international promoter, right? The international promoter seems to be delivering. Outside of Canelo, you lot haven't done shit for us, and you got a massive deal as a promotional outfit. So I really think that Canelo is becoming a victim of circumstance. Now, granted, I'm not a Canelo fan or anything like that, but he's probably more of a victim of circumstance of a deal that his promotional outfit signed for him than anything else. Because if I'm John Skipper, I'm looking at the Golden Boy cards as a whole, right? What did they deliver to me all of last year, January to December? And then the other thing too, replay value. That's part of it. Replay value, traction. Like, what's the conversation after a card? How much metrics? Because you understand, this is not like network TV. It's a whole different. It's an online thing, so they're dealing with everything like retweets, things like that. Is there a conversation after this thing? How much action are you lot bringing us? Not just in subscribers, but in terms of attention to the platform.
Look, so moreover, right? Canelo Alvarez is in a contract that guarantees him about $33 to $35 million a fight, right? In that situation, right, the guy is not inclined to take a risk, but it's going to take a risk to have an intriguing fight. It's going to take, like, bro, ain't nobody going to be as interested in Canelo fights until it's a risky fucking opponent.
And it ain't a lot of risky opponents between 160 and 168. Triple G ain't no risky opponent for Canelo. He gonna knock that motherfucker out. He gonna knock him out. The only remotely interesting or remotely risky opponents are light heavyweights. Now we know Beterbiev can't make 168, but you know, Bivol says he can. But is Canelo gonna fight Bivol? Is we hearing that Golden Boy?
Negative.
Huh?
That's not gonna happen.
I said no. He ain't gonna fight him. Hell no.
He ain't gonna
Yeah,
fight him.
that's not gonna happen. But Julius, yeah, I still think you lot are missing the whole like, fam. I really do not think this is strictly about Canelo.
My thing is, we know what the zone wants. They want subscribers and they want fights that are gonna drive subscriptions. That's what they want. That's why they got Canelo, because they felt he would move the needle. But in boxing, bro, Canelo, like look at Leo Santa Cruz. Yeah, you a 4 division champion, but ain't nobody really interested in no Miguel Flores, bro. Like, ain't nobody interested in that shit. So yeah, you a 4 division champion, all that bullshit. The last good fight you had was Carl Frampton in a rematch. That was the last good fight you had. So you could be a 4 division champion. You still lukewarm product. You lukewarm. Only now, because you about to fight Davis, is like, all right, well now, this is an IA fight. And the intrigue here ain't even a fight so much as the scale. But at least there's intrigue. With Canelo, what's the intrigue, bro? If it go to the cards, we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen.
No. That's a valid point. And man's not disagreeing with you at all. Like, we're on the same plate here. But my point really is, like, you got to look at, and you're a businessman, you got to look at the entire scheme of things, fam. Like, I'm looking at it like, yo, listen, these lot put a lot of money on there. And if they're worried about, Matt, fam, you don't hear them complaining about international numbers.
No, look. As far as who's been delivering for DAZN, that shit is pretty much obvious, right? It's obvious. And cost benefit ratio, bro, you want us to pay your guy Canelo, the only guy you have that does anything for us, and it's not even what we want, because we ain't doing the kind of numbers that we wanted. We want Triple G said that he was down to fight you after the Steve Rose fight. You flaked on that shit. You flaking on that shit costed us $35 million. You understand? You wanted to fight Kovalev. All right, cool. That Kovalev fight wouldn't have, that Kovalev fight didn't bring us the numbers that the Golovkin rubber match would have brought us. Bear in mind, I don't even care about the third fight. I don't. But I know that the day that they hold it, people are gonna watch because people want to see Triple G get knocked out. They do.
Precisely. Yeah.
If I told John or D or you, yo, Canelo Triple G, they about to fight on Saturday, bro. You gonna watch that shit? I'm like, yeah, but I mean, he probably gonna get knocked out, but yeah, I'm gonna watch it. That's gonna be the conversation. That yeah, I'm gonna at least tune in to see this man get knocked the fuck out because it ain't never happened before. So I'm gonna tune in and watch. That Kovalev fight, bro, we done seen him get smacked around by Later Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Ward stopped you, bro. Before that, Ward stopped you. There's no intrigue associated with Canelo no more. And that's why they taking like, yo, dog, like, yeah, you cost us a lot of money, bro, but there's no intrigue associated with your fights. Now, if we get you in there with B-Ball, maybe we could have some intrigue, but Canelo not going to look at B-Ball because B-Ball don't got a name. B-Ball is a name for light heavyweight, but what's the name of B-Ball to Canelo when he can be like, man, I beat a bigger name than Kovalev. I mean, I beat a bigger name than you in your division in Sergey.
You know what? Honestly, the only way Canelo gets any intrigue about him if he takes an L.
Yep, he has to. Because other than that, the dude has the air that he can't lose. And if he can't lose, right? If he can't lose, bro, why? Like, who I'm going to put him in there with that people are going to be interested in? Like, yeah, Andre can make him look bad, but Andre won't win a decision. Billy Joe Saunders could use all the Flonase in the world and look great. He won't win a decision. Callum Smith, he'll probably get stopped. Legit, because you couldn't keep John Ryder out. So I don't think you keep Canelo out. There's no intrigue in his fights. Right now, I'm more motherfucking intrigued by Donaire Ubali than Canelo versus anybody.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. I mean, it's just not. You essentially have to knock this dude out to win because you're not beating him by the cards.
And that then it becomes a question of, okay, well, who stands a chance of knocking out Canelo? Bivol more than these guys. Bivol more than Callum. Callum, you couldn't knock out John Ryder. God bless John Ryder, but I'm saying that this is what's going on with you, bro. This is what's going on with you. Billy ain't no knockout artist. Andre ain't no knockout artist. Now, Benavidez, that's a good-ass fight, but he's a PBC fighter. What's he going to want to cross the street? $12 million, an acre of land, some unicorn blood? What's he going to want? You can't get this man in a ring with Caleb Plant. You can't get him in the ring with Caleb Plant, but you're going to get him with Canelo? What is he going to want from Canelo, bro? The Ark of the Covenant. Like,
that's the problem. All of these fools want too much money from Canelo. Or just from the deal. I'm not going to say from Canelo, but from the deal.
It's not too much. It's not too much money, but these lot just not gonna. Because honestly, yeah, listen, an average purse for a Canelo opponent at this point is probably about 3-4 mil, right? But none of these lot, like, I can't really like it. You lot just don't want to fight. Because honestly, for you to make the argument to me that that's not a good enough purse, you got to show me options where you make more. And I use this example on Twitter, where I pointed out when people was going on about, I said, honestly, I wouldn't consider Cal Brook passing up the fight for 1.5 a duck, because Cal's been making 2+ mil a fight, and he could fight anybody and make 2-3 million. You get me? That's not, and listen, you could look up the numbers. So my point is, when you go, hey, 4 mil is not enough or whatever, fam, you got line up options. Like, I made a straight point, yeah. If Cal fights on the AJ undercard versus the Bulgarian, yeah, that's it doesn't matter whether it's got an audience or not. Cal's making 3 million.
Let me tell you,
period.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about my guy, Special K, and I agree with Lennox on this. He got fights, bro. If the Crawford shit don't happen, you stay at 54, you fight Liam Smith. Matchroom got a lot of 54 guys that could be groomed to have a Kell Brook fight at 54. I'll tell you right motherfucking now, I could really go for Kell Brook versus Scott Fitzgerald. I go for Kell Brook versus Ted Cheeseman. I will go for that.
And none of those are the risk or the profile of this thing, but the point is he's making more money in those fights. You get me? So if he turns down, so that was the point I was making. When you look at the rest of this lot, yeah, and they're going, yeah, fam, it's too much. But fam, what are the options? Most of you lot are fighting for 500,000.
Well, look,
a lot of you lot have not seen $1 million.
Look, when you're not going to convince me, right, that you really down for Canelo when we can't get you down for Caleb. You see what I mean? Caleb is nowhere near as proven as Canelo, right? But that's still risky enough that they won't put you in there. Not yet. No, that got to be on pay-per-view. Bro, Caleb, look, God bless Caleb, right? And all of that. But like, you're not proven like Canelo, bro. So if they get nervous about putting you in there with Caleb, why the fuck would they want to put you in there with Canelo? I don't believe you, bro. When you, like, I don't believe none of that shit. Like, nah, you don't want the fight, bro. You don't want that
fight. And honestly, and quite frankly, I think that Benavidez Plant fight would have more intrigue and more interest than a Canelo fight, because that lot has been going back and forth, yeah. Them men been going back and forth with each other on socials for forever. There's a bit of needle there. So I feel like even casuals, yeah, that would tune in just for the needle between the two of them. Between a Canelo fight, it's just sort of like all Canelo's got to do is go 12 rounds with this overweight fuck and get a decision.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Canelo, but that's why I said that Canelo's problem is not limited to effort or not effort. It's more along the lines of, bro, you developed a reputation as a guy that, like, yo, we got to shoot you with a shotgun to win a decision. We got to kill you essentially to win a decision. That's not intriguing, bro. Boxing is all about intrigue. You sell the sizzle. Ain't no sizzle in no Canelo fight. What sizzle?
Yep.
If it go to the court, we know what's gonna happen, bro. You cocksuckers 114 Floyd Mayweather. How you going 114 Floyd Mayweather?
It was a mad thing. It's a mad thing, fam. But you know what I mean? It's a reality, yeah. It's a reality. So there's no intrigue and it's sad, but fam, it's like you gotta deliver. You gotta deliver, so you can't like. I'm sure. I hope John Skippers. I hope there's a clause in the deal. But my thing with Canelo is also like, fam. Honestly, you could piss about and make all this noise, but really, what are your options? Where else in the current market are you making 15 mil
Nah,
guaranteed to fight?
look. As far as that, guaranteed money is guaranteed money. But like, I seen a lot of the shit that people said, but the reason I didn't do a video on it is because it's too stupid. Guaranteed money is guaranteed money. If you go to Showtime or you go to Fox, bro, they're not guaranteeing you that fight by fight like the Zone. Maybe they could guarantee it to you once, but look at what happened. Look at what happened to Fox guaranteeing Wilder $30 million. Look at what happened to Showtime. Look at what happened to Showtime guaranteeing Wilder. I don't even think it was 20 because Stephan Espinoza said it was less than what the Zone offered him. So I'm thinking, what 15? But look at what happened to them from guaranteeing him 15. You think they got it in the budget to give this man upwards of $60 to $90 million a fight, guaranteed?
Off the Wilder fight, Fox cut his involvement with PBC.
Bro, look, off of the Wilder fight, they cut the goddamn shoulder programming. Off of the Wilder fight, B. Now Sean Porter can't be on TV with the shiny suits, with Abner Mares and the gray hair. That was off of the Wilder fight. So don't tell me, yeah, Canelo should go. Bro, they ain't got the money for that, dude. I don't understand but this is why I don't like talking to certain people too. That's another thing. I'm like, yo, you just think they got money. You think because they got money that they are as irresponsible with it as you would be. Fox has money. Of course they have money. They're a massive network. That don't mean they're in the business of giving it away. Like Showtime got money. Their boxing budget probably ain't got no money. But Showtime got money. They're just not in the business of giving it away. So don't tell me, you should go to show. Like, what? Fucking like, yo, dog, like, motherfuckers, it's the Facebook business guys, bro. That's all I can say. Like, yo, you really Facebook business guys get their business degree from Facebook. Like you think they want to have to spend $35 million guaranteed just to pay him? That's just to pay him.
I'm thinking, do these not even understand ROI? Because the essential problem here is ROI, right? Canelo's not delivering ROI, return on investment. So you think that another network looking at man's not got any ROI with his current deal, he's going to go off and get a deal with the same number. Yeah, when they've seen that there's no ROI, right? When you've seen, like, you could take a risk when you believe there's a potential ROI, right? But now you know for a fact there's no ROI in the Canelo business at the moment. So why would you do that?
Nobody would, but they live in, like I said, like, and that's why I don't like having certain conversations with certain people, because I'm like, yo, you don't even know, you don't understand. Don't you get it? You understand that guaranteed cash means they taking a big risk, right? That's what they got to pay you on a regular basis. And you think they want to pay Canelo that when John Skipper and them is pissed off? John Skipper and them is like, yo, look, you moving the needle a little bit, but not the way we want you to. But we some dickheads over here at Fox. Yeah, we'll give you the 35, Canelo. You ain't do it for them, but you'll do it for us. Like, come on, man, get out of here. Motherfuckers need another thing that need to stop happening. Motherfuckers need to stop talking about shit they don't understand. You don't understand how this shit works. You understand?
Yo, fam, honestly, that's why I just blocked. Like, fam, as soon as I discovered the mute or block button, fam, I just, like, you see me in some conversations with you, yeah, and all of a sudden, like, I'm not responding. It's because some dickhead said something and man just muted him. Like, fam, I'm gonna just move on. Like, I really only engage about 3 people. Like you, that JD boxing, because fam, I'm not gonna have a conversation with these idiots. I don't need to.
They do some female shit to where, like, yo, you just don't want to be wrong. Like, you don't even want to admit that you don't know what you're talking about. And then when motherfuckers try to talk to you and try to break it down for you, you get mad. It's like that Bible verse. A wise person would be thankful that they were corrected. but a fool will hate you for it. That's them. Like, yo, if I'm telling you, this is how it
Yo,
works.
you know what's funny? Yeah, we had that conversation, and that man, he said, "Oh, I want to see proof that Matchroom or whatever the AJ." So I posted the article from the Sports Illustrated or whatever that said that the most streamed this thing was this thing is, and fam was like, "Oh, I stopped reading." I'm like, the conversation was not about whatever the fuck you just changed it to. The conversation was about, is Canelo moving the needle and is he doing better? And it's documented. Oh, unless I see exact numbers. I said, do you understand highest streaming events? That means that whatever the fuck Canelo was doing on the platform did not get anywhere near this man. And I'm like,
Bro,
and then I'm like,
motherfucker got when Forbes posted that quote unquote highest paid combat sports guys, right?
yeah,
All I said was Forbes is not being consistent with their own reports, because Forbes reported that Anthony Joshua made approximately 30 million for the Ruiz fight, the first one, and 85 for the second one. But now they talking about he number 4. That don't make sense based on their own report. He's the top earner. That's all I said. Motherfucker gonna start talking shit in the comments. I linked them to the shit. I'm like, yo, dog, this is what I'm talking about. They report is not consistent with their own reports. Motherfucker, man, oh, you just an AJ fan. I'm like, see, all right, bro. I just wasted.
yeah, it's like, fam, it's simple math. How could you tell me, yeah, that this man's a top earner when his top earnings is less than what you said the other man earned in his last fight? That doesn't make sense.
And that's what I'm pointing out there. Like, that's all I was pointing out there. I'm like, yo, Forbes don't make sense, dog. They told me that Anthony Joshua was gonna make 85 mil off one fight. That's more than everybody on this list. But a month later, y'all telling me, nah, he number 4. So is y'all wrong or is y'all wrong? Because it's y'all number.
It's like, fam, what we on? What we on? Like, you can't keep, and that's the thing. It's so the funny part about that argument is, if we had two different sources, right, we could talk about contradictory sources or something of that nature. But it's literally the same source.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, I can't have too much stock in Forbes because they contradict themselves. They didn't used to be that way, but they that way when it come to boxing. So I'm like,
yeah, it's like, and then the other argument too that killed me is like, okay, you lot want to debate this, but the 85 mil was confirmed by several sources. There was even an interview where they posed it to man, and he was like, well, you know, I go pay this person, that person. He didn't say I'm not making that much. He said, listen, I don't take home that much. I've got a team to pay.
And that's the other thing that killed me, that when he said that, people tried to say he not gonna make 85. I'm like, see, you don't know how this goddamn business works. Now you just don't know how business works at all. Of course he doesn't take home 85. He has people he has to pay. But because you don't handle money, you don't understand that yo, shit costs, bro. Anyway, I gotta get off. I'm about to go to work. I holler at y'all. I holler at y'all on the next live tomorrow, right?
All right, cheers, bro.
All right.